Well, the smoking issue has caused a flurry. The emails are coming in thick and fast, and we'll be going back to that before the end of the program. But first, back to someone who truly was an inspiration. Annabelle Whanga was down and out. A street kid at just 13. She was pregnant a year later. She went on to have 5 kids and struggled to make ends meet. But Annabelle refused to become another statistic. She turned her life around and 3 years ago became the face of a Māori education ad campaign. She was the toilet cleaner who wanted more out of life. This week, Annabelle's life ended after a car accident just north of Auckland. This from Hannah Hodson.
My name's Annabelle Whanga. I'm 30 years old. I've got 5 children and I just became a nana.
Annabelle on nationwide TV.
And I decided that I should go back to do my school C as an adult student. The following year I got pregnant and had another baby.
The TV ad was a lesson in turning your life around.
Then I enrolled as a student at AUT. I did a Bachelor of Communication Studies. It was 3 years of constant struggle. But I got my degree and now I'm the Corporate Communications Advisor for Manukau City Council. It's awesome.
If you want help finding training or study that's right for you, call 0800 80 Mana.
When she was interviewed by someone to do the Te Mana, she said, I ain't no saint, or I ain't no Christian soldier, but I am what I am. Take it or leave it. And so they took it. And she did inspire many, many people because she was real.
Annabelle Whanga was the ultimate success story, an example of just what can be achieved by trying.
She had a very hard life. She had nothing.
A runaway, a street kid by age 13, her stomping ground Auckland's Aotea Square.
When she was 13, she just one day didn't come home. And that was really the beginning of her life on the streets.
But there was a flicker of ambition in this street kid. It was in Aotea Square on a Māori Expo day when Annabelle saw communications degrees being advertised and told her sister of her life-changing plans.
She goes, I'm going to do that and I'm going to get into a position where I say what is shown in this country and what isn't in terms of all media. And I'm going to get there and I'm going to do it.
One determined woman who kept that promise to herself. Her degree landed her a job at Manukau City Council. The receptionist remembers the shy Māori girl waiting for her interview.
Yes, she was at the time, didn't say a lot, just very quiet.
She didn't stay quiet for long. The feisty communications advisor always went in to bat for those on low incomes.
This area obviously is not the most affluent in Auckland, and so when she was dealing with them and doing negotiating with the community, she had tremendous empathy for them. So she was in that sense a battler for them at the same time as representing the council and trying to do the best for both the council and the community.
Now the halls of council are quiet after news of Annabelle's death. Her desk in the communications department has become a shrine. Her workmates devastated.
She was a woman full of life and ambition, and that's the real tragedy about her being taken from us.
This place is very sombre, very quiet place. It's a tragic event. We all feel it deeply.
She inspired me because she told me her story about how she went back and she had all those kids, and it was just inspirational, and she inspired me and she helped me with way off the wall ideas for assignments, and boy, I always got a double tick for those assignments that she helped me with.
Husband Toe is now left to bring up the kids and run the home. Friends and family have farewelled Annabelle Whanga, the street kid who made good.
She's just become an absolute trailblazer and a role model for young people, whether they're Māori or not. She's become a role model for young people that you can do anything you set your mind to do if you make your mind up to do that.
Annabelle was buried today at Karipoinia Marae, her family's marae near Kaitaia. Busloads of friends, whānau and workmates making the trip there to say a final farewell. Well, as I said, the smoking issue certainly has got people going. Some of the emails we had through. I'm so proud of the stand against dictatorship by this brave publican. I hope our government will die of cancer. And this one from Eric and Belinda LaRue. I feel gutted to hear Mr Van Buren's ignoring the legislation that's designed to protect all New Zealanders from getting exposed to smoke and improve their health. They should take immediate action and make an example of him. So, John, any sign there yet that an example is going to be made?
No, not yet, no.
You are expecting them to turn up, though. I mean, you can't do this and expect that nothing's going to happen.
No, exactly right, Mark, but it boils down to that choice thing, and the other problem we've got is why should we police the fact that somebody else is breaking the law? If you get on an aeroplane and you smoke, you get a fine of $500, the pilot gets away with nothing. We're a pilot of this business, why the hell should we get fined for it? There should be some individual responsibility in this.
How many other publicans do you think are going to take the same attitude that you have?
Oh, we've got Jeff Melville and the Carlton and Timaru, he's right with us. I think a lot of publicans are waiting, they're sitting back waiting to see what is going to happen, and they'll be right in behind us when it does. We've had a lot of support from them over the last few days.
Do you smoke yourself?
Yeah, heavily. Yep.
So in theory you couldn't smoke in your own bar as well?
Well, it is my bar, and why shouldn't I be able to do what I like with my bar? I would say if you gave people the choice, a non-smoking publican is going to have a non-smoking bar. Smoking publican is going to be in a smoker's bar. They have that choice to go to whichever bar then.
So Robert Jones, Bob, I mean, you've held out through the show. You haven't been tempted to take up puffing again?
No, but it's lovely to hear this fellow, John. He's talking sense. I mean, there's one basic tenet that every philosopher in history agrees on: the end never justifies the means. And it's as simple as, in pragmatic terms, what he said: look, put a sign up, this is a smoking bar, nobody has to work there, nobody has to go in there. Individuality, freedom and liberty is something we should strive for, not greater health necessarily. All these things are good, but the government's intruding unnecessarily here.
But when this bill was coming before Parliament, Bob, did you or John, did you put a submission up and say, look, we think this thing's rubbish?
No, because we knew the outcome before we started, didn't we? I mean, there is something, well, if you know the processes, and you certainly know them, you know that there's an agenda here, and you know what the outcome is going to be. There's no point in that. But look, the man is a hero. He should get a medal. What he's saying is sensible. Nobody has to go in there.
Bob, well, we'll see whether he gets a medal or a fine probably over the next few days, but if you do decide to...
No, he won't get a fine, I can tell you that now. There are no police available. They're all out there persecuting the middle classes for trivial driving offence.
Well, listen,
so he's safe.
if you do decide to take up the filthy habit again, you know there's at least one pub down south where you can probably have one.
I don't intend to go to any pubs. I've never been in one in my life and not going to start. But other people want to.
Listen, thank you both very much for joining us, and to you, have an enjoyable and safe weekend. That's Close Up at 7. Good night.
Bank of New Zealand, awarded New Zealand's best telephone company.